Ladies and gentlemen, today, I want to talk about something that resonates with every single one of us: success. But not just success in the eyes of the world, true success, the kind that brings you peace, purpose, and fulfillment. Success is often mistaken for wealth, fame, or position. While those may be byproducts of success, they are not the foundation. True success is not measured by how much you have, but by who you become in the process. So what does it take to achieve that kind of success? It starts with mastering the fundamentals, the timeless principles that guide your choices, habits, and mindset. Let me walk you through the 7 fundamental concepts that will serve as your compass on the road to true success. Clarity of purpose is the cornerstone of true success. It is the driving force that gives direction to your dreams and meaning to your efforts. Without a clear purpose, even the most ambitious goals can feel hollow and unrewarding. Imagine sailing a ship without a destination. You may move, but you will never arrive. That's what life looks like without a defined purpose. Purpose answers the why behind everything you do. Why do you wake up early? Why do you work hard? Why do you sacrifice comfort today? A clear purpose turns mundane routines into meaningful actions. It gives you energy in the morning and persistence at night. It helps you endure the hard days because you know they are part of something bigger. But clarity of purpose doesn't just appear. It comes from deep reflection, from understanding your values, strengths, passions, and the impact you want to make. It requires asking tough questions. What truly matters to me? What do I want to be remembered for? What problem in the world am I willing to dedicate my life to solving? When your purpose aligns with your daily actions, success stops feeling like a chase and starts feeling like a calling. You're no longer just working for a paycheck or praise, you're building a legacy. You're no longer controlled by trends or pressure, you're guided by conviction. Purpose also brings clarity during confusion. When life presents too many options or unexpected setbacks, your purpose becomes your inner compass. It helps you say no to distractions and yes to opportunities that truly matter. It eliminates noise and sharpens your focus. And when you live with purpose, people feel it. Your words carry weight. Your actions inspire. You become more than successful, you become significant. Because success, in its deepest sense, is not about winning for yourself, it's about becoming someone whose life makes the world better. We often wait for motivation to strike before we take action. We wait to feel ready. We wait for inspiration. But the truth is, motivation is temporary. It's an emotion, not a strategy. It's like the weather. It changes. One day you feel unstoppable. The next day you can barely get out of bed. That's why if you rely on motivation, your journey to success will be inconsistent, fragile, and full of stops and starts. True success doesn't come from being motivated every day. It comes from being disciplined, especially on the days when motivation is nowhere to be found. Discipline is a decision. It's a promise to yourself that you'll show up regardless of how you feel. It's waking up early not because you want to, but because you said you would. It's choosing long-term rewards over short-term pleasure. It's saying no to distractions even when no one's watching. Discipline is self-respect in action. Think of the world's most successful athletes, artists, entrepreneurs, or leaders. Do you think they felt inspired every single day? Of course not. But they trained, they created. They worked day in and day out because they had a vision, and they knew it would never become reality without consistent effort. They weren't driven by how they felt. They were driven by who they were becoming. Discipline is what separates the dreamers from the doers. It's what makes the difference between a goal that lives in your mind and a result that lives in reality. It turns potential into performance. It builds character, grit, and habits that eventually become automatic, and that's when success becomes unstoppable. And the best part, discipline, unlike motivation, can be developed. You don't have to be born with it. You train it like a muscle. Start small, keep your word, follow through. Each time you keep a promise to yourself, you build inner strength. Over time, you transform your identity from someone who tries to someone who executes no matter what. So, while others wait for the perfect moment, you move forward. While others look for inspiration, you build momentum. Because in the end, discipline wins the race, quietly, powerfully, and permanently. At the heart of every remarkable success story lies one crucial belief: I can improve. That's the essence of a growth mind. Set the belief that your abilities, intelligence, and talents are not fixed, but can be developed through effort, learning, and persistence. People with a growth mind don't fear failure, they welcome it as a teacher. They don't shy away from challenges, they chase them because they know that the struggle itself sharpens their skills and deepens their wisdom. To them, success isn't just about winning, it's about growing into someone who's capable of winning. Contrast this with a fixed mindset. When someone believes they are either smart or not smart, talented or not talented, they become afraid to stretch. They avoid difficult tasks because failure would threaten their identity. They stick to what they know, stay within the safety of their comfort zone, and live below their potential. A growth mindset changes everything. It shifts your focus from outcome to effort, from perfection to progress, and from judgment to curiosity. It teaches you that success is not a destination, it's a journey of continuous evolution. With this mindset, mistakes are no longer something to be ashamed of, they are data. They reveal what you don't know yet, what you need to work on, and where your next breakthrough lies. Every setback becomes a setup for a comeback. Every critique becomes a tool for refinement. Having a growth mind that also makes you resilient. You stop fearing what might go wrong because you trust yourself to adapt. You stop comparing yourself to others because you understand that everyone is on their own journey of learning. You start to focus on your own lane, your own steps, and your own growth. More importantly, a growth mindset creates momentum. The more you grow, the more confident you become. The more confident you become, the more risks you take. The more risks you take, the more you learn. And the more you learn, the more unstoppable you become. If you want true success, not just for today, but for life, then adopt this mindset. You are not finished. You are in progress. You are in motion. You are capable of more than you know if you're willing to grow. Life will test you. No matter how talented, smart, or prepared you are, there will be moments when things fall apart, when doors close, when people leave, when plans fail, and when your confidence feels shattered. It's in these moments that the true path to success begins. Because success doesn't belong to those who never fall, it belongs to those who refuse to stay down. Resilience is your ability to stand back up, to fight one more round when your mind is tired and your heart is heavy. It is the strength to keep going, not because it's easy, but because your purpose is bigger than your pain. Think about the stories that inspire us most. They're not about people who had smooth journeys. They're about those who fell, were broken, doubted, rejected, and yet still moved forward. Resilience transforms those stories from tragedy to triumph. It makes the difference between those who are stopped by fear and those who are shaped by fire. Resilience doesn't mean pretending everything is fine. It means facing the reality, accepting it, and then deciding not to be defeated by it. It's allowing yourself to feel the weight of the moment, but choosing not to live there. It's saying, "This hurt me, but it won't define me." Resilient people don't ask, "Why is this happening to me?" They ask, What can I learn from this? They understand that adversity often carries hidden gifts, lessons about patience, courage, self-awareness, and strength that can't be learned any other way. In fact, many of the most powerful personal breakthroughs happen in moments of deep struggle. Resilience also sharpens your identity. Every time you bounce back, you prove to yourself that you are stronger than you thought. You begin to trust your ability to survive uncertainty. You begin to realize that storms don't last forever, and more importantly, neither does pain. But the wisdom and strength you gain from surviving it, that stays with you forever. If you want true success, not just external wins, but internal peace, you must develop resilience, because life won't hand you an easy path, but it will reward those who walk the hard one with courage. In the pursuit of success, it's easy to get caught in shortcuts, trends, and temptations that promise quick results. But if your decisions are not anchored in your values, success will come at a cost that eventually robs you of peace, authenticity, and sometimes even your integrity. Value-driven decisions mean making choices based not on what's easy, popular, or profitable, but on what's right. It means living and acting in alignment with your core beliefs, even when it's inconvenient, even when no one is watching, even when it costs you something. Your values are like an internal compass. They guide you when the road gets confusing, when pressure mounts, and when you're faced with dilemmas that test your character. Do you stand up for what's fair, or do you stay silent? Do you keep your word, or do you take the easy exit? These small choices shape your reputation, your relationships, and ultimately, your legacy. True success is sustainable only when it's built on a foundation of strong values. Why? Because values bring clarity. They eliminate distractions. When you know who you are and what you stand for, decision-making becomes simpler. You don't chase every opportunity, only the ones that align with your mission. You don't bend under pressure, you rise with purpose. Values also foster trust. In business, in leadership, in friendships, people follow and support those who are reliable, ethical, and transparent. When you consistently act in line with your values, you build credibility. People know what to expect from you, they believe in your intentions, and that trust becomes a magnet for loyalty, collaboration, and long-term influence. But staying value-driven is not always easy. It often means saying no when everyone else is saying yes. It means walking away from something that looks like a win but feels wrong. It means sacrificing short-term gains for long-term respect, and that takes courage. Still, when you look back on your journey, it won't be the flashy moments or the applause that matter most. It will be the decisions you made when it was hardest to do the right thing. That's where true success is born, in the quiet strength of integrity. Because at the end of the day, success without values is just achievement, but success with values is fulfillment. In the age of distractions, busyness is often mistaken for productivity. People fill their schedules, multitask constantly, and wear being busy like a badge of honor, but being busy is not the same as being effective. True success doesn't come from doing more, it comes from doing what matters most with focus and intention. Focused action is the discipline of cutting through the noise and dedicating your time, energy, and attention to what truly moves you forward. It's about eliminating the non-essential, saying no to what doesn't align with your goals, and creating space for deep, meaningful work. Think of a magnifying glass. When it's moved quickly across a surface, it does nothing. But when you hold it still and focus it in one spot, it can start a fire. Your potential works the same way. Scatter your efforts across too many areas and you dilute your impact. But concentrate your action, and you ignite powerful momentum. Focused action also means prioritization. Not every task has the same weight. Not every opportunity deserves your time. Learn to ask, what is the one thing I can do today that will make everything else easier or unnecessary? Where should I direct my energy to make the greatest difference? This level of clarity creates results. It builds progress faster than working on 10 things at once. It gives you a sense of control, reduces overwhelm, and creates visible achievements that fuel your confidence. But focus isn't just about attention, it's also about commitment. You don't get results by doing something once. You get results by showing up for the same goal day after day, especially when the novelty wears off. Focused action is not about intensity, it's about consistency. And while the world encourages us to do more, chase more, and say yes to everything, success often demands the opposite. Say yes to what matters, and have the courage to walk away from what doesn't. Every time you protect your focus, you protect your future. Because in the end, success doesn't come to the person who does the most. It comes to the person who does the right things with focus, purpose, and persistence. At the deepest level, true success is not just about what you achieve, it's about what you contribute. You can have wealth, fame, and recognition, but if your life doesn't positively impact others, something will always feel incomplete. That's why one of the most powerful principles of lasting success is the commitment to serve others. To serve others means to use your gifts, your talents, your time, and your voice not only for personal gain, but to uplift those around you. It is the understanding that your success is multiplied when others benefit from it. Whether you're helping a team grow, inspiring a friend, mentoring someone in need, or building a business that solves real problems, the act of service creates a ripple effect that extends beyond your own life. When you shift your mindset from "what can I get" to "what can I give," everything changes. Your goals gain depth. Your work gains meaning. Your relationships grow stronger. People are naturally drawn to those who give generously, not just material things, but energy, wisdom, kindness, and encouragement. These are the kinds of people who lead with influence, not just position. Serving others also builds humility. It reminds you that no matter how far you've come, you didn't get here alone. Someone believed in you, helped you, opened a door for you, or taught you something. And now, it's your turn to do the same, to lift as you climb. But service doesn't have to be grand to be meaningful. Sometimes, it's listening without judgment. Sometimes, it's showing up when no one else does. Sometimes, it's giving your best effort not because of recognition, but because it might inspire someone else to give their best too. And here's the paradox: the more you give, the more you grow. The more you help others succeed, the more successful you become. Life rewards contribution. Legacy is not built on what you kept, it's built on what you gave. So if you want your success to be deep, lasting, and impactful, make service a central part of your journey. Because in the end, people may forget your accomplishments, but they will never forget how you made them feel, how you helped them grow, and how your success gave them permission to believe in their own.